How you doing? I'm DP South Cac, David Pendergrass from Detox Music Studio. We're about to do a tutorial here on vocal space and mixing vocals, in this sense, rap vocals. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned some things. We're going to use some delays, some reverbs and things to add 3D depth to your vocals instead of just being like very 2D and very like just in your face. They need to be in your face, but it needs to feel like there's something behind them. You don't want them to be thin this way or that way. So we're about to dive into that now. All right, so this is Remember by Christopher. In this tutorial right here, what we're going to talk about is vocal space. So the first thing we're going to do is play the track here.
Yeah, I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it.
He did a couple different like emphasis and ad libs in there. So
when you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't
that's part of
control what you say, but I can
here.
change my reaction. No excuses for the past. Let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that I honor you, respect you with a passion. Acknowledge the mistakes and lead the past where we passed to make this a good year. Move forward like tracks.
All right, so we hear that he has a couple emphasis tracks right here. This is his lead line. This is his first emphasis, and this is his second emphasis, kind of an ad lib thing where he was kind of doing some echo stuff or whatever that was. You know, what he do. All right, so as you can see, we've got nothing going to these buses. I just want you to know what we're going to be using today. We're using the vocal plate. There's a drum plate for some of the drum work that's in this song. Vocal hall, tape delay, or regular delay, like the extra long delay from Pro Tools. A chorus delay, the Vox compressor, and the instrumental compressor. And what we're using here for our vocal plate and drum plate, we're using the E140 by UAD. We're using a Lexicon 224 for our hall verb. I don't know if we're going to use that in this tutorial. For our tape delay, we're using the EP34 tape echo by UAD. We're using the extra long delay, like I said before, for our regular delay. We're using the Dimension D plugin by UAD for our chorus. We're actually putting right here, as you can see, an S1 imager behind it to kind of widen the chorus effect out. For our vocal compression, we're using a Fairchild by UAD. And for our instrumental compressor, which we're probably not going to use that either, we're using the Fatso Jr. by UAD. All right, so as you can see, I like UAD. I like the UAD plugins. I like the fact that they don't carry processing for my computer, and makes everything really, really quick and easy. Gives me a good workflow, so I roll with it. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, of course, well, let me show you what we've already done is on his channel. We haven't added any space yet. We're gonna go ahead and mute these because, well, make them active, but mute them for now so that we can do some things with them a little later with these. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna get rid of them. We'll do some stuff as we do our tutorial here. So the first thing we have on him is an RVox. The Renaissance Vox plugin is kind of a really good limiter expander. With a soft gate here, really kind of helps me clean stuff up, and then also sits it in place really good. I use that faithfully. The next plugin that I tend to use a lot is this 1176, the Revision A, the blue box from UAD. It's a really clear and transparent sounding plugin. I really like it a lot. This is my kind of my go-to for all things vocal. It just feels good. I use the Trident A range a lot. this plugin just has a sound. It just sounds different from everything. The filters react differently. I enjoy this plugin, truthfully. I enjoy the high passes. I enjoy the low pass, and the fact that you can actually hear the effects of it and how it affects the harmonics of everything that you attach to it. Sometimes I just pull it up. The soft tube version of this has what's called board saturation, which is pretty cool. I just prefer the fact that the UAD version of the Trident already has the board saturation and kind of acts more like the hardware already acts. And then, of course, the last thing we do is we have a de-esser here, the regular de-esser from Waves. Dave Penzato just came up with a really good idea. I used to have a lot of my de-essers concentrating on frequencies around 7 and 8K, but what he's done really is go up to 2.1K, and so it's reacting more to the harmonics of what would actually be S-ing instead of reacting to the actual frequency itself. And so what that does is that leaves a lot of the clarity in my vocals that sometimes the de-esser can kind of take out. So I normally don't mess with it too much. If if I hear something different, I do something different to it. But I really like this this plugin and this preset for this plugin. So now to our vocals. This is Christopher.
I said something.
But I also want to let you know, before you send stuff to be mixed, try to go ahead and have mono things in mono, and this looks like it all got bounced out in stereo. So I had to sit up here and waste processing on using down mixer and taking some of the clipping out of it and stuff like that, which is, that takes up time. If you're in a situation where you're paying for time to get your stuff mixed, you probably want to do that, because the more time they can spend on your song, the more quality you've gotten for your money. Okay, so vocal space. Well, just saw the first line.
I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it make it right.
So what I'm showing you is right now, vocal space. The first thing you have to know is front and back, of course. Further away, closer to you, closer to you, closer to you.
But I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past. Let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that I honor.
So the first space you have to respect in vocal space is front and back. Back of the room, front of the room. Close to your ear, far from your ear. That's your fader. At the end of the day, your fader is part of your sound space. The further up you push the fader, the further front stage you bring the vocal when you think about a stage. So now, normally for a lead vocal, since it's the center of attraction, I leave it in the middle. So we're gonna leave it in the middle. We're gonna leave this on 0 where it is. We're gonna bring in the emphasis tracks. The emphasis track, the first one.
I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past. Let's make a better future happen.
So it's very aggravating for it to sound like someone is yelling in your ear. Like you got two people yelling in your ear is basically what I'm saying. You want your ear needs to know that it's focusing on the lead vocal, which is this vocal. So this vocal, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna back this guy up. One second. Let's start a little closer to where the action is here. So,
I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back.
And so now what we're gonna do,
when you mad, it's hard to tell.
We're gonna set it off to the side a bit.
I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past. Let's make a better future happen.
So that takes us to the second important part of vocal space, and that's panning, of course. to your left or to your right. Everything can't be center stage. Everything can't be front stage. Everything can't be front stage center. Even if something is front stage, moving it to the left or right makes it make more sense to the listener, because everything's sitting on top of each other yelling at you. It's not going to work. So in this situation,
I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past, let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that I honor you, respect you with a passion. Acknowledge the mistakes and lead a past where we pass to make this a good year. Move forward like traction. Takes a real man to own up to his flaws.
So we're not going to sit both of the ad-libs on the same side. Gives it more of a stereo feel now.
Nothing's more important than seeing the problem solved. I know.
So now, as I'm listening to that, it still sounds like a group of people talking to me instead of one rapper. So what I normally do with rap vocals is I bring the emphasis down so that it more supports the lead than actually is a part of the lead. That depends a lot on what rapper, because a lot of them, their emphasis and ad-libs are just as important as their leads.
The emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past, let's make a better future happen.
So now we got we have it where it makes sense as far as listening, but it's still in 2D. It's just, it's not really, they don't sound that far in the back. They sound soft, but not that far in the back. So it still sounds like it's in a studio. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to begin by putting reverb. Now, a plate is like a reverb with more of a meaty feel in the front. Not as much tail, as far as not as much. It doesn't take so long to decay or to fade out. So we're gonna put this on our top vocal first. And the reason we're doing this is the next part of vocal space, is the fact that when you're listening to something, when a person talks to you, you're hearing them plus the room. So many times in our recording, when we're recording rap music, we're getting rid of the room. So what we're gonna do in this situation is we're gonna put room back into the equation. That's where these reverbs come in. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put reverb on the first vocal, the lead vocal.
I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it?
Not too much.
Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act.
Now we're also going to put this plate verb on the emphasis. Difference is the vocal that's in front, because there should be, since it's so close to your ear, there should be less room in between you and the vocalist who's doing the lead vocal. But now for the other two guys on the side, basically, which is what the other ad-libs are, is basically like a group. In this situation, what we're going to do here is we're actually going to put more room in between us to make it so we can feel more space. So that's what we're about to do right now.
I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past, let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that
So what I'm doing is I'm actually panning the plate, the plates for the ad-libs. I'm actually panning them further out than the original. And the reason for that is that I'm trying to make the room feel bigger, basically. So if more of the room, more of that extra room sound is coming from outside of the ear of the sound space that the actual vocals are coming from, it makes it sound like it's in a bigger room. So that's where this effect is coming from.
I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price.
Now, playing the acapella, it does sound like there's too much, but I would say that is right now. It's just that I've become familiar with what the instrumental is going to do when it comes in, or what the beat is going to do when it comes in. So a lot of that space is going to get sucked up, and in order for us to really feel the space, I'm going to have to leave some of this plate it's a little bit more than I want. I'm going to have to leave it there. On the EP 334 here, I want to make sure it's all the way wet, which it is, which is cool. Right now what I'm doing, this is not a transparent delay, because you can see it's in triplets, quarter note triplets, instead of, if it was in quarter notes, if you have a delay that's on beat, I call it a transparent, a transparent delay, because it's basically invisible, because it's coming in at the same time as something else that's on the downbeat. So the delay is on the downbeat, and therefore it's easier to hide. When you want a delay that you actually can hear the delay of it, kind of to like add space to a track, you want to have it kind of offbeat, which is why we're doing triplets on this tape delay. So with that being said, let's add tape delay first of all to the lead vocal. Now, as I say that, and as I'm thinking, I'm almost going to take this first plate almost all the way out. I really don't want a lot of it, because one thing about it, plate puts room in between you and the vocals, as far as space and room. Delay, a lot of times delay is that tail behind it that pretty much makes something that's in your face feel 3D. Case in point, here we go.
Yeah. I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past, let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that I honor you, respect you with a passion. Acknowledge the mistakes and lead a past where we passed to make this a good year. Move forward like traction. Takes a real man to own up to his flaws.
So you see, as that delay kind of added a little bit of when I actually turned the delay on instead of turning up the plate. I don't know what I was thinking about. As you can see, that added some depth to the instead of just putting space in between the ear and the vocal. It actually added depth behind the vocal. So we're gonna do a little bit of that on the ad libs. But the thing about that is, since we put space between us and the ear, it shouldn't be as much space behind it, if that makes sense. You're in a room and the stage is flat straight across, so there's not enough space for there to be this much depth behind the lead vocal and the same amount of depth behind the ad libs, which are behind space that's already been made by the original plate. So
yeah. I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past, let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that I honor you, respect you with a passion.
Okay, so that's our so now we've added some space there, and we're gonna add some we're gonna add a little bit of chorus here. This Dimension D plugin, I usually have it on all stereo. Gives me four different delay, but the thing about a chorus is a very quick delay. It's very, very quick. So what it does is it actually puts some space in between that tape delay. Between that tape delay, it actually gives a little bit of like meat. I'm gonna call it meat for now. Let's drag it over here where it's supposed to be. That's great. Okay. And I'm gonna start with the lead vocal.
Yeah. I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past, let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that I honor you, respect you with a passion. Acknowledge the mistakes and lead the past where we passed to make this a good year. Move forward like traction.
And that's pretty much all the depth that we're really looking for right here. Transparent delay. I use extra long delay, mod delay, extra long delay for transparent because you can make it non-transparent here, but normally I use this use one of these settings because they're on beat. They're already on beat, so they're already transparent. Those work well, but normally I wouldn't use them in this situation because I'm doing an acapella tutorial. If I was doing the tutorial with the beat playing, or if I was mixing with the beat playing, then I would really be able to tell whether or not it's transparent or not. So it's hard to really it's hard to get that point home without the instrumental playing. And right now, I'm supposed to be focusing on this, and this record hasn't actually came out yet. So he's giving me permission to do this, but not, you know, hopefully by the time the video comes out, I have permission to play the whole track. And but yeah, I would play around with some transparent delay here, just to see how meaty that makes it. One footnote. These ad-libs sound very weak, but I don't want to turn them up. I would rather send them through parallel compression through the Fairchild. So this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past, let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that I honor you, respect you with a passion. Acknowledge the mistakes and lead the past where we passed to make this a good year. Move forward like traction. Takes a real man to own up to his flaws and apologize for getting emotionally involved. Next time we should pause, reflect on it all, baby. Nothing's more important than seeing the problem solved. I know.
So as you see, the vocals are starting to come together now.
Yeah. I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right.
Now, vocal hall, I would normally reserve for an R&B track or something. I really wouldn't put a hall on rap vocals. If somebody was singing or something like that, I would probably give that some hall, because the delay is so long on those vocal halls. I mean, you can bring it back, but I mean, it's meant to have a long tail. That's why it's called a hall instead of a room. And a plate or room. You know what I'm saying? You're basically what it's talking about is it's putting the vocals in different environments, and the space that comes from those environments. That's what we have to go by as engineers. What are we trying? What kind of room are we trying to create? What kind of track are we trying to create? So that's about all I got for today as far as vocal space on this track. If I was doing next time, I'll probably try to do a more R&B-ish track or something like that, where I can actually, you know, really play around with some things, you know, get some different panning techniques going. But I would say that should be enough to get you going. Try transparent delays, non-transparent delays. They add depth to your vocals. Add plates, plates for quick thickness in the room. Add halls for a long, lengthy type of hall feel. Room has a different feel. You know, you have non-linear reverbs that they play parts in certain ways. It just depends. Most of that stuff I normally use on drums, though, to tell you the truth, except for the vocal hall, of course. Tape delay normally adds harmonic and depth. That's why I normally go to tape delay first. If you're not using the UAD plugins, I use UAD, but as far as a tape delay is concerned, the Kramer tape works pretty well. All things being considered. There's the tape emulator by Massey works really well. The tape emulator, my goodness, I'm trying to think what's the name of it. Oh, of course, nothing beats this guy right here for anything. I mean, it's just my guy. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. Tape delays, tube delay by Softworks works really well. Kramer tape I already talked about. It was another one, I can't think of the name of it, but because I haven't used it in a long time. But yeah, those would be my that's what I would suggest for tape delays. Vocal plates, truthfully, I've been through a lot of them. Lexicon has some good ones. Nothing has so far for me has been better for what I do than the EMT plate by UAD. Nothing has come close. It's just been a great tool for me. Vocal compression, if you're using parallel compression on vocals, the 1176 works well. The LA2A works well. The Fairchild seems to be a little bit brighter, so it doesn't give you that kind of muddy feel that sometimes parallel compression can give you when you try to really give it to a track. So that's about it. That's about it. All right, so that was our tutorial on vocal space, creating it with different reverbs and delays and things like that to try to add some space in front of and behind different tracks. Hope you learned a lot in that. We're on the web, www.detoxmusic.com. You can check us out on Twitter, Detox Music with a K, DETOXMUSIK. Detox Music TV at YouTube. It's probably what you're looking at us on now. We have a Vimeo page, Detox Music, and on Facebook we're Detox Music, but it's spelled really weird. It's like DETOX for detox and then music like MUSC without the I, because there was already someone called Detox Music. I had no idea who they were, but we were already doing shows with our name, so you gotta do what you gotta do. Check us out. We hope you enjoyed the tutorial. We'll be doing some of these kind of periodically, just to try to help everybody out, I guess. Do what you can with what you got. Of course, if you don't have UAD plugins, use there are other plates, there are other reverbs, there are other delays. You know what I'm saying? There's no one way to do anything. But just wanted to show you the way that it has been working for me, and it's been kind of a quick and smooth workflow for what I do. Normally done a little bit faster than that, but I was told that my last video was kind of just like too fast and I had to slow down. So I said, okay, well fine, I'll slow down. So therefore this video is about 30 doggone minutes long. I hope you got it. Peace.
I said some things in the moment, kinda hurt bad, don't it? Sometimes the emotions got me saying what I want, and even though I don't mean it, they don't mean it, make it right. Every careless word spoken cuts like a meat slice. Of forgiveness at a price, but can never take it back. When you mad, it's hard to tell what's the truth and what's an act. I can't control what you say, but I can change my reaction. No excuses for the past, let's make a better future happen. Not telling you I love you, rather prove it by my actions. Show you that I honor you, respect you with a passion. Acknowledge the mistakes and lead the past where we passed to make this a good year. Move forward like traction. Takes a real man to own up to his flaws and apologize for getting emotionally involved. Next time we should pause, reflect on it all, baby. Nothing's more important than seeing the problem solved. I know
that I can say some things to you, but I don't mean it. I know that I can do some things to you, but I don't mean it. I was just emotional. I don't mean it. When I said I don't love you, so I don't mean it.
How easily it happens in the heat of the moment, to lose sight of what's right, to do wrong and don't own it. Choose not to control it, give it in completely to my nature. Let no one that's not my maker transform me into a stranger. Now I'm in danger.